People, check it out. It's me, Brian B, here to introduce the Beeline Entertainment LLC.com. That's right, we got a whole supply of options for you if you're doing video editing, if you need logos for your business, you got that. If you want to watch the shows that we host here on the network, the Beeline Web Show, the Beeline Entertainment Show, and Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk with the STR Nation, we got that too. Join us, buy the merch, and check out the Beeline Entertainment LLC.com. Let's go!
Let's go. That's right. Yo, check it out, people. It is Wednesday. That means it's time for Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk with the STR Nation, baby. Definitely going to be talking some great stuff today, especially if you are a fan of women's wrestling. We have a lot to say about it today. But I want to make sure I start the show off right and do everything that we're supposed to do here at the Beeline Entertainment LLC by saying, if you can, please head on over to YouTube and like and share and subscribe to the channel, because that's how we keep growing and showing you guys this content. But we also got a special announcement to make. I say it almost at the beginning of every video. We are definitely looking to fill some slots with some new partnerships and some new sponsors for the show. So if you have a business, a small business, a large business, if you're looking to be seen by an audience, definitely, we are ready to take on your product. We're ready to take on your business or whatever you're doing. We want to promote you. We want to have some, new business deals going, so we can all start, helping each other grow more in this environment. We host 3 shows a week. We also do a lot of social media content. So we have different packages that we're, ready to roll out to you guys. So, if you guys are interested, definitely hit us up. Once again, that's the Beeline. That's the B.line1@gmail.com. And you also can hit us up at any time at www.theb-lineentertainmentllc.com, where you can check out all the other services that we offer as well. So definitely, that includes, the merch that we have. We also have, a lot of merch. If you like the show, you want to show support, you want to be a part of the STR Nation and represent, or you remember the IWC and, you like to cry about shit, but you also like to talk about it. We got that merch there available for you as well. Listen right now. You know what time it is. It's Wednesday, baby. That means it's time for us to talk wrestling with the STR Nation. Straight through the ropes. Let's go. We are STR. Power Fusion Core, whatever the hell they call it, Fallout 3.
Yeah, right. We need to give that credit. She is finally becoming a better wrestler, and people are not giving her that. She's had some phenomenal matches.
Yeah, let's go.
Because, seriously.
You should have got Jade's wig. That probably would have helped out.
Don't do that.
Yeah, at least would have. Booker probably should have gone over that year, and Booker should have had a WrestleMania moment.
I was trying to give a trick question, but I said 2, but it was 2 winners, and it was Maven and Lydia. That's 4 there, Beck.
But you know what? You can't trust Beckford.
Beckford. It's time for Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk, baby. Ring that bell.
Ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. It's time, yo. Check it out, guys. Thank you so much for watching us on this journey. This entire year, 2025, is coming to a conclusion, and we're rolling into a whole nother month, changing that calendar at the end of this month here. So I want to let you guys know we have a lot of new advancements, a lot of new things that we're going to be doing heading into the new year, because the show isn't going nowhere. It's just going up, baby. But, listen, we're going to be talking that wrestling still, and of course, we kicking off Royal Rumble, man. We're going to try to see what we can get back to, make sure that we can maybe, start doing some watch-alongs again. Watch-alongs are fun, but it's like you sit there and you're watching the product and you get your reactions and stuff like that, but you got to sit there the whole time, bro. Sometimes I like to be on my phone, I like to do other shit, but it's like, I don't know, bro. It's like, I like them, and I like to vibe with you guys, but a lot of times, especially if like Raw or SmackDown or something be boring, bro, you be sitting there like, yo, damn, I ain't watching shit anymore. Like, I'm gonna go watch a movie or something. But we're going to be getting back to a lot more interactive content with you guys, including make sure that you hit the comments, in every episode. If we're talking about a topic that you disagree with, that you agree with, you want to just give your, opinion about, definitely jump in the comments on every show. We will talk about your comments. It's one thing we do. We try to be interactive with the audience. But listen, guys, I got a lot of topics to talk about tonight. Of course, we have, we should get a couple members of the STR Nation in the building tonight to talk about some stuff. But I will say this also, next week we will have our 2025 wrap-up year episode. We're going to talk about, things that we liked about this year, things we didn't like, what we are looking forward to going into the next year, and kind of get everybody's opinions about it. So definitely get, ready for that episode right there. I did a show on Monday, man. I did a show just because I wanted to talk about some wrestling, bro. Wrestling it's been interesting this year, man. It's been definitely a lot of highs and lows. Of course, with John Cena's whole retirement tour and everything like that, that took up a lot of the product, especially if you're watching WWE. But then also in a lot of other areas, man, whether it be, it's been pretty big for the indies this year, yo. And we're going to talk a lot more about stuff like that, going into next week, bro. But right now, I want to remind you guys, tomorrow night, we will be back with an episode of the Beeline Entertainment Show. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So you can check us out tomorrow. Me and Kyle Eric will be wrapping up talking about some Christmas content and stuff like that. So Merry Christmas, you guys. Yo, look at this shit. Isn't this awesome, bro? I saw this. Somebody had this Christmas tree in the house. I showed it on Monday too. But this is one thing I like about Christmas, bro. Having like your tree and being able to design it any type of way you want or whatever. Look, my man got the money in the bank. He's got the Rock on there. John Cena hanging out in the back with the wrestling buddies. Bro, this is fucking awesome, man. I love stuff like this. One of the things I've always wanted to do was get a Christmas tree and decorate it with all my favorite type of characters, whether it be Marvel superheroes or just like horror or stuff like that. I would love to do shit like that. But yo, you guys can also, if you want to send me your awesome Christmas tree pictures, and we'll show them off. Maybe we'll even do a segment about them on one of our shows. That'll be something fun for you guys to engage with as well. But guys, so how you guys feeling about wrestling, man? This week, of course, we're running into Saturday Night Main Event, and with that, we're having John Cena's last match. I know it's gonna be it's gonna be hard to watch, and if I cry, I'm gonna tell y'all. Why will you cry, right? Like, it's one of those things where we've been watching John Cena for 20 plus years. A lot of times you have the argument, we've heard it a lot this year, is he the GOAT, is he not the GOAT? A lot of times people are saying, yeah, he's the GOAT because unlike wrestlers like, Stone Cold and The Rock and these guys who were on top for a while and some of the biggest names in the industry ever, Hulk Hogan even, like they didn't stay. They didn't stay and have the longevity that John Cena did. John Cena is a household name, bro. You can go anywhere and the name John Cena. That's the reason why when you have a discussion about the GOAT of the product, that's what things you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? When you're not just looking necessarily for wrestling, you're looking for, hey, this guy is when you talk to people who've never watched wrestling before in their life. And you say, hey, I like wrestling. And they say, hey, that's that thing that John Cena does. Bro, you got to be in the conversation as one of the greatest to ever do it. But on top of that, Cena's definitely been performing. And we want to definitely here at STR say thank you, Cena, for everything that you've provided in your wrestling career. I'm over here watching Peacemaker right now, like the second season. So he's still entertaining, bro. He's still going to be around. Apparently, he said he's got another, backstage role. There's been a lot of people, like you saw recently, Bailey, man. Bailey has been killing it, man. I wish I had the picture. But Bailey went and she's been like, you hear the stories about how she goes into the back room in the locker room and she's a big supporter in the back. And she's definitely doing a lot of, we got our first, shut the fuck up. Hey, listen, bro, you shut your old ass up. I can't even just like entertain you. You're too old to be on this motherfucker. But, Bailey, she's been a strong locker room leader, man. You hear that from all the women in WWE, but they had like some kind of like, wrestling event where they invited a lot of, indie wrestlers, it looked like, that they were in there training with, it was Bailey, it was Charlotte Flair, John Cena was there, and you saw it was a lot of people, Jay Kai or whatever her name is, the Kick Demon, she was there, Lizzie Moreno, man, you know, little Izzy Moreno. She was there, you know, remember, if you remember the Bailey fan who, you know, was crying when Sasha Banks took her sunglasses or whatever and broke them. She's a fucking full-fledged wrestler now, man. She's been on the podcast circuit and stuff like that. And she was training with Bailey. And it was a nice, like, you know, being able to, you know, she looked up. You saw Bailey was one of her favorite wrestlers, and she was dressing like Bailey and going to events. And now she's in the ring wrestling with her. Yo, your dreams can literally come true. So shout out to those women, man. They're killing it right now, bro. That's one of the big topics we're gonna talk about. But listen, y'all, we got to start the show off right. I'm trying to wait for if there's anybody else gonna jump in with us. But hey, listen, we got to keep it rolling. But we got this new thing that we're doing here in STR, and we're gonna try to do it with every single show, and it is wrestling hot takes. That's right. So we're going to talk about some hot takes that we have. Usually we do about 3 hot takes. We try not to take too much time on them because we're going to get to the main segment of the show. But we definitely want to, you know, have some time for a lot of wrestling that's going on, bro. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. So let's go ahead and kick off the first wrestling hot take that we are going to talk about. And that is going to be, what are some things that you miss from old school wrestling, bro? Now, when I say this, or I'm asking this question, I'm asking about old school wrestling as far as, like I was just saying, you know, you got your Hulk Hogans, you got your Ultimate Warriors, your Macho Mans. This was a time in wrestling where it was a lot simpler, yo. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have even, really, honestly, you didn't even have like magazines and stuff like that. You barely had TV time. They were in, you know, still the territory age. And if you started watching wrestling a little bit, you know, later, you didn't really know about this stuff. You might have learned about it after you were able to watch it on the WWE network. But yo, being a kid, somebody who grew up in the early 90s going into the 2000s, you literally used to, you know, stay up and try to watch these events, whether it was WWF Superstars, whether it was like, you know, the VHS tapes that you would be able to rent from Blockbuster or whatever movie place you rented movies. Yo, you were able to see some of your favorite guys only sometimes, yo. So being a wrestling fan was harder back in the day. But I saw this picture, man. And with this picture, and I ain't trying to get all, you know, mushy or anything with it or whatever. Let me make sure I got it. Yeah, I got it right here. With this picture right here, man, I was like, damn, I can't believe we're in an era of like I'm saying, like we're talking about John Cena retiring and everything like that, right? Like, you know, John Cena is a staple of the, you know, ruthless aggression era. Like it's literally stated that because of him coming out to Kurt Angle and saying ruthless aggression and going forward from there. And that was like the beginning of that era. And when he, you know, is now leaving, and everybody who started watching wrestling with the John Cenas and the Randy Ortons and the Rey Mysterios and the Batista, like everybody who started watching wrestling at that time, you know, you're watching a legacy close, bro. You're watching a whole, you know, era close, bro. And for me, somebody who's been watching since this time right here, to look at all these guys like Sergeant Slaughter and Jake the Snake Roberts and even Mick Foley, you know what I'm saying? Like Mankind, Earl Hebner, you know what I'm saying? Like these are fucking legends, bro. And you don't really talk about them as much because they're older. They're kind of past the generation. And one of the sad things are, bro, you know, you see these guys and you notice, man, these guys are like, you know, they're up in age. They've been doing stuff for a long time, and we're glad to be able to still see them. Because a lot of guys are, you know, either they passed on and, you know, they're not around anymore and stuff like that. We just witnessed Hulk Hogan passing this year. And, you know, a lot of the guys, Rowdy Piper, Macho Man, like there's a lot of, even The Undertaker. The Undertaker was in this, you know, the golden era of WWF, man. I remember Undertaker, you know, his arrival with Brother Love at Survivor Series 1991. Like, I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? Being on a team with Ted DiBiase and them, like it was crazy witnessing that. And then, you know, knowing that he's still around. He's one of the old legends that are still from this era. So when I saw this picture, I was just thinking about it. Like some of the things that I miss is I do miss like that that feeling that you got watching wrestling, bro. Before it was like, we talk about it all the time, like the dirt sheets. Before it was like all of this different stuff that you kind of see nowadays that, yeah, you can try to ignore it, but at the same time, it's there. You feel me? Like, like, if you're a wrestling fan and you're liking wrestling content, you're going to see, different pieces of information, different leaks and shit like that. A lot of times you're not able to be surprised. That's one of the things that I wish that, the story writers would start kind of working on. It seemed like they were doing it for a little while, but it seems like they're really not doing it anymore. Everything doesn't need a tease. Everything doesn't need to be, oh, he's starting to turn heel. He scratched his head with a mean face. Like, nah, bro, I don't need a tease for everything. There's some shit that you could just let happen. There's some shit that you can have this guy being the nicest guy in the world, Cody Rhodes, and then and then it's just out of nowhere, he just flips the script. That shit is so much more entertaining when you got them faces in the crowd, whether it be the Miz girl or whoever, where you're seeing them like, what the hell just happened? That's the stuff that I miss, bro. Back in the day, like I said, it wasn't a lot of context around for you to go ahead and see all of this information. You just kind of had to watch, and that's what I used to love about wrestling, man. I also used to love, like, how do you say it? Like, whether it be just everything that was around wrestling. Wrestling was a movement, thanks to people like Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Piper and, Macho Man. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching you see the Slim Jim commercials now with LA Knight and Bianca Belair and Jey Uso, but it's like, back in the day, it was Macho Man, doing the snap into a Slim Jim. Like, he's still in them. You see the commercials now, whatever. But it's like wrestling had a different feel to where it was like you weren't just a fan, and you still got the people who, hey, it's not real and stuff like that. That shit back in the day, it was brought to you like it was real. That's the whole reason of, like, people say kayfabe and stuff like that. It's just literally like, you were meant to believe that this guy is really beating shit out of him because he fucking hates him or whatever. And that was one of the, some of the magic of it, bro. Like, literally, it's some of the magic of how it felt to be watching this. And now, not that, stuff isn't good, but it's just, like I said, man, it's just less, it's less to, like, be, I don't know how to say it, like mesmerized by, like it's less illusion that like a magic trick that's like just done in the open and shit, like like, yeah, it's not really happening, but it's like, bro, like, leave a little bit of mystery, bro. I want that little bit of extra to, like, think about later on. I'm like, damn, how the fuck did he have that match? How did he do that? But now it's just everything so open. So I saw that picture and I was like, damn, I used to watch these guys. I used to have the wrestlers, man, the blue wrestling ring, sit in the floor and play with my cousins and shit like that or whatever. And the blue wrestling, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and, Jimmy Fly Snuka, and I used to, all that shit. So that's what I miss about old school wrestling, bro. Just like that little bit of mystery. Like, you didn't always know what was going to happen. It was always a surprise, always more entertaining. Probably why we kind of, talk so much shit now. Because people who aren't wrestlers, a lot of times, they try to act like the people who are watching this shit, the spectators, are not knowledgeable about this craft, and that is a lie. I'm sorry. We may not be knowledgeable about, like, taking bumps and being in the ring, but I'm pretty sure there's most shit that you can watch or, at least admire, whatever, and you're going to pick up something from it, bro. You're going to pick up some kind of knowledge or information from it. And for us long-time, watchers of wrestling, bro, listen, we get the stories, we get things that are happening. So it's like, it's just one of those things, yo. But for me, that's what it is. I miss that old school magic, yo. But that's one of the hot takes we got for tonight. Here's another big hot take that is more along the lines of what I think you guys are going to want to talk about, especially with this weekend coming up. And straight up, this is, all right, let's go. Let's just go with it. John Cena should not be facing Gunther. I said it, yo. Call the cops. I don't care. All right, let's talk about it. Why should John Cena not be facing Gunther? I'm not going to cry about it. But I want to talk about it, yo. All right, so, we had the whole tournament, and here on STR, we definitely have talked about how we felt about it. I mean, Brandon was saying it, I said it. It just wasn't entertaining to me, bro. I think it was done in place of something that could have been better, I guess. Like it seemed like they didn't have any ideas, so they're like, okay, let's just hold the fucking tournament and just see what happens afterwards or whatever. And then after that, we got to where we are now. Gunther versus John Cena for the, whatever you want to call it, bro, whatever the fuck they're going to try to say. It seems like they're trying to make Gunther the new legend killer, the Randy Orton legend killer gimmick thing or whatever, which at the same time, even though that is something that is had by people, it's something that does make sense. For John Cena's caliber, bro, you have to be honest. It doesn't make sense for somebody who is considered the greatest of all time, to have his final match be kind of like a makeshift stipulation. It just doesn't make sense to me, bro. John Cena's final match at the end of the day being on Saturday Night Main Event, okay, that is what it is. You could really make that, they've been building it for a while. But his opponent should have been somebody of legendary status. Now, I do say this, and this is definitely a hot take that I've had, and I'm holding on to it maybe out of just hope at this point. I still think that there is a chance because, like I'm saying, this is a big match. This is a big match as far as just being John Cena's last match. There's a chance something can happen. And sideline Gunther. And then we see like a whole commotion. This will be like the greatest storytelling shit of all time, bro. I've said it multiple times in this show, but I'm just painting the picture for y'all. I saw people on TikTok talking about it, but this would be like the greatest thing of all time. Something happens to Gunther. I said it with Solo Sikoa. I was like, Solo Sikoa can win, and then Bo Dallas and them can come out and fucking attack him in the back, and then they're running around like, what do we do? This was his opponent, and blah, blah, blah. And John Cena's just out there like, yo, I don't know what happened, guys. I was trying to give you one more match. And then that fucking music can hit, and you know who I'm talking about, bro. The rated R superstar. The only person besides like The Rock, and that's definitely not even like visible or whatever, but the only person besides The Rock that has the stats, that has the comparable fucking record and legendary career that John Cena has is Edge, man. I've said it a million times. Adam Copeland, anything but Cope. Don't fucking say Cope to me, okay? Hey, no, I'll never forgive you for that shit. But Edge, it's got to be a way, bro. Like I said, I know that I'm probably insane for still thinking that there's even a glimmer of hope that this can actually happen. But let's be honest, man. Anything can happen. Is pro wrestling, yo. If anything can be seen, it can happen. It is a chance. So I'm still kind of holding on to the fact that we may be able to see some craziness with Gunther. I know it's probably not going to happen, y'all. I definitely know it's not going to happen. But be honest. That shit would be amazing, wouldn't it? If there's some craziness happening and you hear that music, do you know how crazy that place will go? Another reason why it's like, it's not as outlandish as people like to try to make it seem, yo. Edge is still an active wrestler. He is with another company. But I'm telling you right now, even though AEW and WWE does not have the greatest fucking, relationship or whatever, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Edge has some pull, bro. I'm telling you, if you think there was even who did it? There was people who did it already, actually, who were in AEW. I think Billy Gunn did it when he was in AEW and he was going to get the Hall of Fame. It's not as crazy as people try to make it seem. It's something that it would be a amazing move. I mean, and it wouldn't really hurt Gunther. It wouldn't really hurt anybody. But at the end of the day, you got to do something, yo. Yo, check it out, guys. Listen, we're gonna get some extra thoughts on this because entering the building, man. It's good to see him. We got my man STR Slim Jefferson. What up, Slim?
What's up, man? What's up? What's up? How are you?
Chilling, bro. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. What's good, man?
Not much, man. Been working hard.
Yeah.
You know,
Baby girl first Christmas, bro. You gotta work.
Yeah, man.
Bought them presents, man.
Freaking Amazon been coming to my door nonstop with everything. Mickey Mouse, you can imagine. I gotta finish securing her venue next week because her birthday is 3 weeks after that on New Year's Eve.
Oh man, yeah, you busy. You busy over there. I feel you.
It's been good, man. It's been good.
That's what's up. Yeah, we just talking about man, we got done talking and we on the second hot take, man. We're talking about of course you see it like John Cena I feel should not face Gunther, and I was just telling everybody that one of the greatest things that could happen, bro, and I know we've talked about this, is if there was something that can happen and Edge's music hits, bro, and comes down to that ring like your last opponent is me. And that fucking place would, I mean, could you even have, if they are, like they said, if they are trying to do something with John Cena's match being at the beginning of the show, and then they, that something like that happens, what are we going to do? We got to do it. And then they have the rest of the matches. That shit would be crazy, bro. But how do you feel about it?
Well, number one, I felt like the person that got screwed the most out of all of this is LA Knight. Like, honestly, like Gunther retired, Goldberg, and I think one other person this past year, and it's not like he needs it. He's
That's
already.
What I said.
He's already solidified. Like, LA Knight has been on the negative end of everything for the past year, and I don't know if the last half of it was because he took that sign and put it in the camera and somebody got pissed backstage or whatever, because that was a rumor about it. But
that's crazy if that's really that. I mean, damn, you're gonna destroy him for that, like.
But Gunther being Cena's last opponent, like we got to think about the magnitude of this. Like, he's not going on last; he's going on first. So the emotional, it's gonna be like. And I almost hate they're doing it like that, because we all know a powerful match can affect the rest of the show.
Very true.
We're going to pour all our energy and tears into this first match, and I still got 3 more matches to go.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, as far as being like for what John Cena wants, like, okay, I wanted to focus on the younger talent. I don't want it to be all about me. He's always been selfless like that. I get it. But to your point, I think it would be cool if, we're starting the show and all of a sudden we got breaking news and we get that running cameraman backstage and Gunther's down. Yes. Cena comes out and I'm like, and he says, okay, fuck it. I ain't got Gunther, but okay, for one last time, you want some, come get some. Who's going to finally step up? And, it could be a dead silence. And I swear, I agree with you. If you hear, you think you know me, and that smoke starts coming out, man, that would blow the roof off that place. And we got to act like
of all time.
It's not like it's the biggest PLE. It's Saturday night's main event. It's almost a throwaway show. I feel like it should be like maybe once a year for Saturday night's main event. I don't think it should be like every other month. Like, I
agree.
But I mean, I feel like Edge would be a great surprise. Another one, be cool if it was Jericho. That'd be cool if it was interesting. But I mean, if Gunther is the one to take him out, then there's the biggest question: does Gunther winning? Well, retiring John Cena would benefit so many more people. But
that's what I think,
if Gunther beats Cena, what do you do with him afterwards? It's just an asterisk on his resume. And all that he can say for about the next 2 months going into Mania is, I'm the one that retired John Cena. The ring and around. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I agree. And you also have, and that was another standpoint of mine. Like Gunther has already been established in a heavy way in WWE, bro. He's not. And in this way also, like, where he doesn't need anything. He doesn't need people. He doesn't need a faction. Gunther is a standalone being in WWE, and that's all. He doesn't need to sell merch. Only thing Gunther needs to do is be a part of something, and for the most part, it's pretty interesting. It's very competitive. It's very it's a difficult level. So it's like with him just being there, holding the IC championship as long as he did, the Royal Rumble, time that he was in the Royal Rumble in like 22 or 23. It's like he's got a lot of accolades already behind him. That's not even counting like the Walter shit. But now it's just like him going into this John Cena thing. It's almost like, oh, well, it's Gunther. Of course he's probably going to beat Cena. It almost took away from it, let alone added anything to the actual match. Because like you said, Saturday Night Main Event is a throwaway fucking pay-per-view, bro. The only reason this is as, glorious as it is because it's Cena's last match. So putting it on first, no matter if you want to, hey, I want to, show my, nah, shit, bro. This is your time, bro. It's like somebody who has a birthday and they're like, no, you guys pick what. Nah, this is your fucking time. You're supposed to be able to do whatever is best for your last match, bro. Call in the troops. So I don't know. I'm just not with it, bro. I'm going to watch it. I hope that they don't do no corny shit and just have the match and he just bows and then leaves the fucking ring because I want to see it all.
I mean, my thing is, like, if you've been watching this as long as we have, like, to see somebody go from a gimmick called the Prototype to being arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. Because I was telling somebody the other day, the reason why I respect John Cena so much, and a lot of people can probably trace this back, there was a point when WWE was not the hottest product like it was today. There was a point, if you were a super fan like myself and you were above the age of 18, 19, you still got them, or you still watch wrestling jokes and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And honestly, there was a point in the E where all you had in the main event scene was John Cena as the babyface and Randy Orton as a heel and everybody else in between. And there's no disrespect to anybody in the mid card, but that's what it was. To me, John Cena was the one that took that mantle from Rock, Austin, and everybody. Like, Triple H was a downward part of his career. Undertaker was basically a glorified, WrestleMania attraction at that point.
Yeah, he was a showcase at that point. Yeah,
I mean, and John Cena was the leader of that next generation, and I mean to see him go from slapping Kurt Angle to his last match being now is crazy. But it's like I said, I respect John Cena because he held it down and made the business essentially cool again. When a lot of people had given up on the product, and a lot of the stuff he was given, a lot of people couldn't do.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of people that can be super go lucky, happy. I can be Superman, but I still gotta get these guys over. I still gotta make myself look strong, give a good promo. Like, you gotta think about all the people that have come and gone that John Cena has worked with, and he's been the same. He fucking got Sheamus over when he first came in.
Sheamus was another one. Sheamus, you had Randy Orton, Edge, you not even counting guys like Mr. Kennedy and just making people look good. Even though he was doing 5 moves of doom and he still was the product, bro. He was the fucking product. John Cena's name was bigger than WWF or WWE. It is what it is. He's the last person whose name was bigger than the company. Yeah. And that speaks for something, bro. That speaks for something in a total. Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock, and John Cena. Not even Undertaker. Undertaker was always a part of it. But Undertaker was never the product. Even though he was the greatest character of all time, he was never the product. That's why his name doesn't get brought up in these conversations. But The Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena, and Hulk Hogan, those 4 fucking guys right there, they were wrestling. That's just how it was, yo.
When you transcend beyond the wrestling culture, that's when it says something.
That's what I just said. Yep.
People can say what they want. We all know the stuff that Hogan said behind the scenes, whatever. That's dead and gone, buried. I'm not trying to make less of it, but it is what it is. If we're talking about from a pure wrestling standpoint, even all due respect to Piper and Andre, Hogan took wrestling into that mainstream. Those movies, those TV show appearances, those late night talk show appearances. Going and getting people over. Like, I ain't trying to find how many people can say they got Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman, and Jay Leno over in a fucking match on live television. That. But I mean, and then you look at like when Rock took it, everybody was like, "Oh, we don't know how he's gonna be," and he did The Longest Yard and Walking Tall and all that stuff, and now he's nominated for a Golden Globe because of the Smashing Machine. Hell, Stone Cold. I mean, half of his movies went straight to DVD, but he's a culture icon.
Yeah, he was just known from wrestling only. Like, Stone Cold was a household name because of him in wrestling. He's one of the craziest ones because he didn't even need to go and do a whole bunch of other shit. I mean, he did Celebrity Deathmatch and just other shit, but Stone Cold was just over from just being a fucking badass, bro. Everybody wanted to be a badass.
Stone Cold was that guy. Like, how many of us have it wanting to smack our boss or beat up our boss like Stone Cold? And he got to do that shit every fucking Monday. Like, for real. That's the great thing. But got to get back to work, man. If you're still on, by the time I get up, I'll hop back on. Always good to see you, man.
Yeah. Happy holidays, bro. I hope everything's going good. Go kill it and get that money, man.
Oh yeah, much love.
All right, Slim. Yeah, guys, listen, bro. It's a lot of conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just something, like, at the end of the day, it's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We're able to talk about it. We're able to talk about things that we would love to have. I'm still gonna watch. I'm still gonna, feel some type of way. I just really hope that they really do this up. I mean, they've been selling it for a long time, and unfortunately, right now, like, especially with Triple H's situation, him getting on saying every Raw is going to be epic. Oh, it's the most epic Raw you ever watched, and then you watch it, and you're like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of start getting, you get in the complex of like, yo, are y'all doing the best that y'all can? This is a big deal, but John Cena's facing Gunther, man. As of right now, as of what the billboards are saying, John Cena's facing Gunther. So we're going to watch it. We're going to see what happens, and then we're going to kind of go from there, man. But, listen, this is we got one more hot take, and this is going to pretty much take us into, what we're going to talk about tonight for the remainder of the show, and that is, nope, we did that one already, sorry. This one, women's wrestling. Women's wrestling, bro. Now, this is the main thing I want to talk about tonight, yo. Women's wrestling right now is better than the men's. Simple as that. Women's wrestling right now is better than men's wrestling. And I'm not just talking about WWE. I'm not just talking about WWE. I'm talking about across the board. There's more places than others. If you want to try to get technical, you're talking about New Japan, you're talking about this. For the most part, I'm really talking about AEW and WWE, the ones that are presented the most in our country or whatever. Like, the biggest names, like AEW and WWE, are the most syndicated wrestling companies that are available in across the globe, really. So let's just talk WWE real quick. First off, man, let's just be honest, yo. Some of the biggest stars right now, let's just state it. Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is one of the biggest names in wrestling, period, right now. Not even just saying, like, as far as being a wrestler, just she's one of the biggest names, yo. Rhea Ripley is a draw. Rhea Ripley is a pop. Like, everything she does, people are invested. People know Rhea Ripley outside of wrestling. She's getting hounded at her cars when she's traveling. She got to send messages and shit. Please don't do this. Rhea Ripley is fucking dominant in the wrestling universe. You also have other people where it's like every single storyline, damn near, whether it be NXT, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, whether it's AEW, Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, everybody has a great story or at least something that they're involved in that you're like, man, I'm interested. I'm watching this shit. I want to see this. I want to see more from this. And right now, it's more than what the guys are putting out there. Let's take some examples. All right. What's one of the biggest things that happened this year? AJ Lee came back. Oh shit, AJ Lee. What does she represent? AJ Lee represents a time period in wrestling that a lot of girls started watching. It was a time period where it was like, you know, she held the title for a long time. She had a lot of different characters. She was a GM. She played the crazy chick. She was Kane's girlfriend. She was CM Punk's girlfriend. She was John Cena's wannabe girlfriend or whatever it was. But it's like she had so many different hats that she wore, and she spoke to a whole generation of wrestling. Whether it was, Bayley, whether it was Roxanne Perez, whether it was, it was a lot of people in her time. She returned this year, and it was one of the biggest things of the year to talk about in wrestling. And with her being there now, yeah, it's a little bit like, hey, listen, she came, she got a pop. They're not overusing her. But at the same time, it's just like she's still relevant. People want to see her. People are making noise when she did the Elimination Chamber. It made sense. She got in there. She held her own. She kind of was just there. She did a little bit here and there. But, I mean, what did you expect, bro? Like, she hasn't been around for a while. And she was able to bring more attention to the Elimination. Now, the Elimination Chamber still kind of sucked this year. But I'm just saying, it wasn't AJ Lee's fault. Like, she brought what she did to the crowd. But at the same time, it's like, whether it be something that I never, ever thought that I would be giving so much attention to, the women's tag team division. Bro, did you ever think the belts that they deemed cursed, because every time somebody got these damn championships, somebody was getting injured, somebody was out, somebody is this. The women's tag team division in WWE, they just completely forgot about NXT. But the women's tag team division in WWE has been fucking remarkable, bro. High thanks to two other women that I feel have been absolutely killing it this year. And that's Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan, man. Two of the, the GOATs in wrestling, women's wrestling right now. Without a doubt, bro. Like, I'm trying to find these damn pictures. My pictures are all crazy. But two of the GOATs in wrestling right now, bro. These two women right here, as far as storyline investment, whether it would be Judgment Day stuff, whether it was Liv and Rhea Ripley, whether it was Raquel, making the best of Liv getting out, and then trying to replace it with Roxanne, and then them teaming up and taking the tag titles together for themselves and holding on to the tag titles, fighting well together, building a relationship with each other, building a relationship with Judgment Day. It's always been story, man. Everything that they've done has been story. Roxanne Perez is another one, bro. Just besides being bad as shit, like, damn. Just like completely killing it, man. Everything these women have been doing in wrestling right now has been entertaining. You can't argue. When you compare it to things like what else have we been watching, man? Look at this shit. I'm not even making it up. Like, we got clues like Jey Uso, man. One of the most popular wrestlers to come and hit the scene recently, in the recent years, man. When I say popular, I mean you can't wait to get into the building and yeet and go crazy with the yeet and do everything you want to do. Is one of the biggest things that people love, man. But at the end of the day, after that's done, people were losing interest, man. They were losing interest in him being involved in certain matches. They were losing interest in him being involved in certain storylines. It just felt flat, man. They tried to capitalize off of what was happening from the bloodline, which they really did. They actually really did. They made him into something glorious. Like, they have him on all these different products, whether it be Minute Maid juice. Like I said, the Cricket Wireless commercials. He's in toy commercials. Hats off to Jey Uso, man. I think he did phenomenal on his singles run. But at the same time, it's just like, he kind of fizzled out really fast, man. People weren't entertained with seeing him wrestling in these matches, bro. But I can't say the same thing for a lot of other people. You have people like Maxine, bro. Maxine Dupree. To where we're watching somebody literally elevate in front of our eyes. They took something that wasn't even a story and made it a story. They said, hey, you're not really looked at as a wrestler. You're not really looked at somebody. You get in there with Otis and Tozawa and you guys have fun and you're wacky and you do the worm backwards and all this other shit. But now, yo, she's a damn title holder. She's got the IC championship. And what are they doing? Are they staying quiet with it? No. They're investing in a story. They're building her. Yeah, I used to be somebody that's looked at as I'm not that good. Now look at me. I'm training. I'm badass. I'm killing it. Bro, this is how you fucking build story, bro. This is how you build story. This is how you build characters. This is how you get people invested in people, buying merch, wanting to see them fucking wrestle. Like, this is the point that I'm trying to make, man. Like, they've been doing so much with the women this year. It's not funny, man. Liv and Dom, like, you thought, just when you thought that the Judgment Day was done, they came back. Liv Morgan returns and literally reinvest you in everything about the fucking Judgment Day. Yo, it's gotta be, this shit should be studied, man. The women have taken over wrestling, bro. I've said it multiple times, and this isn't the only thing. I've been bitching about Mercedes Moné having every belt in the fucking planet. Mercedes 70 belts or whatever, yo. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like she's got story around her, though. It's engaging. Now you just saw Red Velvet just beat her at Ring of Honor. So now, you know, now we got to see, oh, damn, you're interested. Damn, was she going to lose them belts? You're interested. If you're interested, people are doing their job right, yo. Let's go back to something else with the men. What do we got with the men? You got Division. Okay, you got Seth Rollins fighting CM Punk 700 times. Okay, you got them going after Jey Uso. Okay, you got Roman Reigns returning 500 times. Okay, ain't shit everlasting, bro. It's the same thing that keeps happening, and you add in people. Let me say this shit right here. One of the biggest things that almost happened this year was that moment when CM Punk and Logan Paul were in the ring together, and the Vision was coming. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were coming in, and it looked like Logan Paul was about to rock with CM Punk. Let me tell you something, bro. I never got so excited for some shit. I really didn't even know that I wanted that. But when I saw the probability, I was like, wait a minute, yo. Logan Paul, we haven't seen everything from this guy yet. We haven't seen a babyface turn from Logan Paul to get the people on his back. I'm telling you right now, I believe that's going to be one of the biggest things that happen in 2026, yo. If Logan Paul stays involved in wrestling, the way that they did that right there, they almost made magic happen, I think, by accident. I don't think that they knew that shit was going to be that dynamic. Everybody felt that shit. Okay? Some of the things that they missed with the men, bro, it seems like they just keep missing opportunities. Remember when Jey Uso won the belt from Gunther? You had Sami Zayn staring down the sights at Jey Uso. How the fuck did you fuck this up? How did we not get a Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso? You could have rolled that shit to Mania. It would have made sense. It followed story. It followed history. Bro, what did we get? Him fighting fucking Gunther a million times. Gunther beating him back for the title. It's just, everything felt dead, bro. Everything felt dead. It just wasn't anything you could do. Then you had him fight CM Punk after, Gunther lost or whatever and everything. It's just everything fell flat, man. And I just don't understand how we missed so many opportunities. But on the other hand, Io Sky, killing it, bro. One of the greatest wrestlers that's ever fucking done it, man. Everything she's touched, everything with her and Rhea Ripley, some of the greatest matches. Her and Asuka and Kairi Sane, her teaming up with Rhea Ripley. It's like, bro, this is only WWE. I haven't even gotten to like I said, Tony Storm, the blood and guts match. Like, that's one of the biggest ones for me. Even Tony Storm fucking fighting Mercedes Moné, biting her in the crotch and everything like that. Bro, listen, the women have been on fire, yo. The women in women's wrestling have been on fire. The team with Kalani Jordan going up with winning the TNA Knockouts Championship. Then them fucking fighting each other in TNA and bringing up TNA Divas or Knockouts or whatever the hell they're called now. Like, them doing all the stuff they're doing and just introducing more characters, more dynamic, and more wrestling, period. Yo, they've been killing it. Naomi coming out before she having a baby, changed her whole gimmick. Came out, was a heel, cashed in money, won Money in the Bank, cashed in Money in the Bank, became champion. And she was fucking one of the most interesting things. You got people still running around with caution tape and shit everywhere like it's Halloween. Yo, the women have been killing this shit lately, bro. I would love to hear somebody argue with me right now, bro. But that's just the half of it, man. That's just the half of it. Becky Lynch, there's the Bailey and Lyra. Even though they keep hot and cold and shit, it's just they're always on screen. There's always a dynamic. There's always something that they're doing. It's just crazy, bro. There's so much. Chelsea Green. I can go on for days, man. I can go on for Athena. Fucking 3 years as the Ring of Honor champion. And even though she took on, Mercedes Moné and she lost, and she's been the fucking champion for 3 years, bro. The women have been killing wrestling, bro. They've been killing it in wrestling. And, coming from an era, like I said earlier, man, I've been watching wrestling since I was a little ass kid, bro. 1991 was the first pay-per-view I remember. I remember the first Monday Night Raw. I remember them announcing Monday Night Raw. Ico Pro, motherfucker. I go back. And I remember women's wrestling, bro. It didn't exist in the times where I was watching. Yeah, you had Medusa. Yeah, you had a couple of people that was around here and there. But it wasn't like what it is now. Sable and Jacqueline fighting to get their tits out and bikini contests. Yo, even though, listen, I used to love that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was, 6th, 7th grade? Of course I love the shit. But at the same time, it's just it wasn't considered. It was the bathroom breaks, man. It was okay, it's here. Are the tits out? Okay, they're not. Okay, let's leave. That's what it was. That's what it was, bro, for the most part. And then these women came out and they finally started getting their time. They finally started getting their respect. And they started, showcasing what they were all about, man. And they've been killing it ever since, man. And now, you're going into 2026 and it's pretty much an open dynamic where you have the ability to you have the women who are here. You have the women that are seasoned vets, like I said earlier with Bailey and Charlotte, the ones who are trying to engage and interact with the up and coming talent that's on the indie circuit or that's interested in becoming wrestlers, or that they've been that have been looking up to them. So they've been Alexa Bliss, all of these women. And then you have the ones who Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, the ones who are already here. Jada Parker, the ones who are already here that are still Sol Ruka, the ones who are here that are still about to be this next generation's wrestlers. There's so much with the women right now. When you speak on the men, I'm sorry, bro. It's not as much to speak about, unfortunately. You have most of the guys that we're still looking at. CM Punk is the fucking champion right now. Do you think CM Punk's gonna be here for another fucking 5 years, bro? And I'm not trying to dog anybody, but you're hearing speculation they're bringing back Chris Jericho, and really, and I love Chris Jericho, but I'm just damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm a wrestling fan. I'm in full understanding that John Cena is retiring because that era is retiring. That era is retiring. Rey Mysterio, that era is retiring, bro. At the end of the day, we need fresh and new. You do have people, but it's people keep saying LA Knight. I get LA Knight, bro, but LA Knight's in his fucking 40s, bro. LA Knight ain't the new next thing. Bronson Reed is in his 40s. Braun Breaker, he's one of the newer next things. I got it. Braun Breaker's going up against fucking CM Punk. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, these guys are seasoned. Been in the industry 14 fucking years, yo. WWE 14 years. They've been wrestling outside of that for even longer. These guys ain't gonna be around forever. They can't hold the damn coming. How many more WrestleManias we gonna have with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, bro? Cody Rhodes is 40 years old. I'm just saying, bro. They're not doing enough to establish what we can see, what we saw when we saw John Cena step into that ring with Kurt Angle and say ruthless aggression. We don't seeing that shit right now. We seeing everybody who's on their way out the door, and then they can't even get out the door because they're bringing them back. They need to start elevating this fucking talent. Ricky Saints, Obafemi, these guys, Javon Evans, these guys need to be showcased. Completely storyline based. Given one of the best things about Dark State in NXT, bro, is these are four. I believe it's four, or 3 or 4, whatever. These are 4 talent that you have that are fresh talents, bro. These guys are good, man. They can talk. They can wrestle. They've been, doing pretty well. I mean, they're not super high, like as far as like, popularity, but they're interesting. They're engaging. And at some point, when they do branch off into their individual roles, what a stable should be utilized for, get you ready to become bigger than what you were when you were in it. To be honest with you, that's what a stable should do. It should elevate you. But when they do get done, they're going to be 4 individuals, and they're going to be able to progress high. I think that they should move Dark State to the fucking main roster. I think they should just start them off. I think they should give them kind of like a Shield kind of deal where they just kind of running in on people or doing whatever, wreaking havoc a little bit. You've seen it multiple times with the Riot Squad and stuff like that. But I think it would be perfect for somebody like them. They don't have to do anything with the high card division. They can go right for the mid card. They can go right for the tag scene. They can do a lot of shit and make noise and make it interesting and develop these guys and let us get to know them so that they can become the newer, fresher, generation of superstars that's needed in the men's division right now in wrestling. Even when you look in AEW, bro, the people that they have in AEW, Moxley, like these guys are all older, bro. I don't really even, besides like Swerve and shit like that, like, you still have your talents that are, going to be able to make their way. Adam Hangman Page, like, I don't think him even, you seeing Christian and all these guys. These guys are older, bro. We need some fresh fucking talent, yo. We need to be able to see the next generation. So, like I said, I had to give the women their flowers. I've been talking about it for a while, but I really, dove into just how dynamic the damn women's division is, rolling out. And this year showcased it like I think like never before, man. This year just literally just showed just how unbelievable the women's wrestling has become, yo. And you see the newer talent becoming, you see the ones who have kind of, left off, even them, even they're doing their thing. We might not be like, oh yeah, they're not around for the scene, but shit, we still watching, I'll tell you that. But it's just crazy, man. The women's wrestling has become amazing, bro. It has become amazing in this thing. What's up? How you doing, Proud American? Thank you for coming back on and checking out the show tonight. But you know how it goes. They're looking for the money on who sells tickets. But I think they need to start partnering the old with the new. Yeah, I believe that as well, man. I think that would be a perfect thing to do. A lot of times they do try to have this thing where it's like, hey, the old guys are supposed to, kind of send off the new guys or whatever, like let the new guys go over them so they can build them up. And yeah, that is something that's respectful, but it's more fun, kind of like how Sting and Darby Allin did it when they kind of rocked together. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them kind of build together where it would be a mentor thing. Why don't they bring managers back? Like, that's one of the biggest things that they did it for a little while. They still kind of do it in some ways. But why don't they bring like actual managers back, like wrestlers? That's what they used to do back in the day, where you had Alpha, who was leading the Head Shrinkers. You had fucking Mr. Fuji that was leading Yokozuna. Like, you had managers they were old, maybe some of them were old wrestlers, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Like, you had these personalities that were able to make you invest more in the actual character. Paul Heyman's doing it, but Paul Heyman can't manage every fucking body. Like, there's a bunch of people too that The Miz, I'm telling y'all right now, when The Miz retires, The Miz should either be front fucking seat on that commentary position. I don't know if he'll want to be there, but I feel like The Miz should be front seat commentating, or he needs to be a manager in wrestling. He needs to be a mouthpiece until he's 85 years old. Because there's no better representation. The Miz could be the next Paul Heyman, in my opinion, yo. For real. Like, just imagine, like, you know, The Miz, like, saying, hey, listen, I'm not going to be in the ring that much. He's already, like, you know, he's another one. He's aged vet, man. The Miz been wrestling for a long time, and I'm not trying to retire nobody, but I'm just saying, it's got to be coming fucking eventually. But just imagine The Miz coming up with these new guys and, like, being a damn, you know, a spokesperson. You just saw Shiloh Hill, one of the ones who was in that LFG. Just fresh guys. Fresh guys getting mentored by The Undertaker and shit. Like, there's so much talent. You got to start building character. You can't just focus on these motherfuckers wrestling in the ring. Like, you have to start building their character, telling a story. Let somebody come from the fucking dark side. Let somebody be an alien. Like, bring that shit back, man. Make people invested in watching this shit again, yo. But that's what it is, man. I'm still watching. I love wrestling. I've always loved wrestling, man. I always will. But I just want to see more with this new year coming. And yeah, we're going to see what happens, man. But guys, thank you so much. Once again, another one in the record books. This is Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. Once again, just wanted to state it one more time. We are looking for some new partnership deals and some new sponsors that want to jump in with the company. If you have anything that you would like to for us to showcase for you, we are looking to fill some slots. We have some slots open to be filled. So we will showcase your information or whatever you have at the beginning as well as at the end of the show, depending on what promotion package that you have. And definitely hit us up and we will definitely get back to you. Guys, make sure you check out the B-Line Entertainment LLC.com to get all the services that we offer, including video and editing packages and stuff like that. We also have merch that's available if you're a wrestling fan or if you just want to show support for the show. We are here for that as well. But listen, guys, I can't do not much, but thank you guys for a great year. And we will be back next week to talk about the best things that we liked about 2025 in wrestling. And we gonna see you tomorrow night. We got a brand new The B-Line Entertainment show with me and your boy Kyle Eric. We're gonna be talking about Christmas time, bro. Happy holidays, man. It's Christmas time. So if you want to come check us out over there as well, we will have a top 5 for you. And you can join in the comments on all of the fun that we have on over there. But until then, we're going to tell you, stay true, stay positive, pay attention. And once again, bro, thank you guys so much for all the greatness and support you guys have shown this channel and this company over these 6 years that we've been, putting our faces on the stream. Yo, thank you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing night. Peace out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you head on over to the B-Line Entertainment LLC YouTube channel, where we have so much more for you. We have the B-Line Web Show on Tuesday night.